Welcome back to the Capital One Cup and Manchester United versus Swansea City. We're here for the second leg of this semi-final matchup. Manchester United go into this match with a 3-1 aggregate lead after a rather convincing victory against Swansea last time out. And the score at Stoke and Arsenal will be an interesting one. It's 1 goal apiece there with the second leg to be played. Manchester United, you have to feel already, have 1 foot in the door to the final. And considering that Stoke were the team that beat them in the last Premier League fixture, they're hoping it's not them. But Arsenal and Manchester United only ended a 1-1 draw in their opening matchup at the two. It's pretty much Manchester United's strongest squad they can possibly put out today. And of course it's David De Gea in goal with Darmian, Smalling, Rojo and Shaw as normal. Midfield 5, Schweinsteiger, Schneiderlin, Depay, Herrera and Mata. Berahino up front by himself as opposed to Martial, who was in the first match. A couple of changes for Swansea, however. It's Tremel that's in goal over Fabianski this time around. Defence is Taylor, Yamat, Williams and Norton. Routledge, Sigurdsson, Shelby, Ki-Sung-Young and Ayew. And Gomes up front, so a complete change around from the first leg from Alan Curtis. And a complete change around on both sides, actually. Manchester United obviously have their matchup with Newcastle to contend with in their return to the Barclays Premier League. But they'll probably more than likely want to get this one done first. And Evan Hall is going with his strongest squad possible. Rooney not quite ready to come back yet. It's Berahino that starts today. As you can see, it's a 3-1 aggregate lead here that Manchester United carry into. I do not believe the away goals rule is in effect, so Swansea have to score 4 times to win and 3 times to take it to penalties. I think Manchester United's conceding average is only just 2 for the season overall, so obviously United's defensively won't be worrying too much, at least not yet. And Herrera with the cross, and the referee's pointing to the spot already. Penalty to United, given away by somebody, and is it handball again? Let's take a look. Alright, so we're going to take a look at this incident. And is it handball given against the Swansea player? I think it is. And I believe that is Schneiderlin goes up for it. And it does strike the arm of the Swansea player, but is it intentional? I don't know. He's pressured by Schneiderlin. It does strike his arm onto his head, so I think that is a definite penalty as well. Alright, so it looks like that penalty is confirmed. And he's going to have a tough time here. The goalkeeper, Bastian Schweinsteiger, is sort of a specialist, at least in this position. Here he comes. And a goal. And Bastian Schweinsteiger has scored again. He's not scored for quite some time, but he'll take that one. Convincing penalty. And a correct decision by the referee as well. And the goalkeeper goes the wrong way. Schweinsteiger buries it in the other corner. The only penalty to be saved by a Manchester United penalty was Aaron Hemwood's, incidentally, against this very team, believe it or not. Maybe Fabianski should have been in goal there. Alan Curtis went with his second goalkeeper, and it didn't really pay dividends there. 5 minutes into the game, and Swansea have just made their task a whole lot harder. And now Manchester United lead by a goal to nil on the night, 4 goals to 1 on aggregate. And this task just got a heck lot harder for Swansea now. And here's a shot from Ayew, and he was the guy that scored the goal that put Swansea, give them a goal in this tie. But that has been immediately cancelled out. Schweinsteiger again. Buries it. I do think that Manchester United's conceding average is just 2. 20 plus games this season. I think they're on their 25th overall if you include the... Well, no more than that. Maybe I think they're approaching 30 games this season if you include the Champions League, the FA Cup and the League Cup. You figure that number out yourselves because I can't remember it off the top of my head. Here's Morgan Schneiderlin. Manchester United could really just play comfortably here. They'll take the chances if they have them. I'm sure of that. Mata. Advantage gained. And Mata takes advantage of the advantage. Williams puts it out. And it's a United throw. Actually, no, the throw's gone to Swansea and Taylor instead. This is Shelby. Ki Sung-yeon. And it's hard to imagine what Swansea could do at this point. They're quite a long way back now. They have to score 5. Or I think they have to score 5 to win. And 4 to draw. Actually, no, it could be 4 to win and 3 to draw, actually. Sorry, I keep forgetting about the 1 there. You can't see United throwing this away. And with David De Gea in goal anyway. Here's Mata. Oh, the pass was intended for Schneiderlin. It picked up with Hammer, but Schneiderlin almost got it back anyway. And back to Taylor. Sigurdsson, who took a pretty poor penalty when Manchester United conceded one in the first leg. Norton. Ki Sung-yeon back to Norton. Ki Sung-yeon didn't look all convinced it was going back to him there. It was cut out by Memphis Depay. Taylor. Header. Not bad, you know. And header. Made David De Gea think about coming for a ball, but could have gone into the corner. Obviously, with all these cup runs, it's a condensed schedule here. Manchester United have fought through and scored some rather convincing victories. Oh, and a goal for Eder. And that's 1 back for Swansea. Still a bit of a way back, but plenty of time. And Swansea have equalised on the night now. Still 2 goals down on aggregate to send it to penalties. Good header. David De Gea nowhere. And he literally just shoves Shaw and takes him with him. Not a foul. You know, probably should be, really. But Eder has scored. The goal stands. And it's now 4-2 on aggregate here. Manchester United don't necessarily have to win the match to progress. They could still lose by 2 goals to 1 and still progress. But if that becomes 3-1, then it's penalties. That clears it for a United throw. And Thierry Darmian, the cross. Goalkeeper comes out. And Memphis doesn't go for that one. I don't think he wanted to concede the penalty there. I don't think he would have done because it was in the Manchester United area. Or the area where they should shoot at anyway. Good header away by Smalling. Great tackle from Smalling too. Sigurdsson cleared by Darmian, and Matters is going to get there. Rahenia, great pass to Herrera. Darmian's to his left. Or Schneiderlin actually to his left. And Schneiderlin loses the ball. Andre Ayew. Down by Rojo. Norton gets it. And gives it away to Mata. Oh, Mata's actually giving it to Shelby. Now what can do here? Oh, and a slip there by somebody, but David De Gea equal to the shot. And so brings it down under his control. Shine then gets pushed. No foul given against Fowler there. Oh, and Edar gets it off Smalling. Now, what does Swansea do here? Edar has gone with the cross. It's straight to De Gea. Yusungyan heads it back off the throw. Yusungyan shoots. And Swansea looking a lot more lively in this end of the tie. And shot goes wide. Of course, in the whole transfer deal with Real Madrid and Barcelona banned from making transfers in the next 2 windows, David De Gea, you'd think, is to be a surefire to stay for at least another season. Doesn't mean Atletico Madrid might come calling. He's played there before. That's where he came from. Maybe Atletico Madrid would want him back. Who knows? Any team that has David De Gea will have a world-class goalkeeper. David De Gea is a world-class goalkeeper, without a doubt. He's definitely proved that in his Manchester United career so far. And that's why Real Madrid was so eager to sign him, or so you'd think. Real Madrid's fax machine has let them down, really. I think Real Madrid should have done that a lot sooner. I think the blame, if they really wanted De Gea, they should have got him immediately. They had the funds to do it. And Manchester United did repeatedly say that he wasn't for sale, but Real Madrid were offering big money because Kelvin Navas in a swap deal. And Manchester United expected it to be made, and it never came. So David De Gea stayed where he was. Shot by Shelby, it's going to go wide. To say Real Madrid let themselves down. They should have got that down a lot sooner. Matteo Darmian, who came from Torino in Italy, on the other hand, and has been rather impressive. Herrera. Berahino. Sergio Berahino is going to go down in a heap. Herrera, and it's cleared off the line. But was Berahino fouled? The referee didn't even look. I think advantage was gained anyway. It's a good save by the keeper, to be fair. Corner. Memphis will take it. And a flying header. And Chris Smalling has scored! Chris Smalling, out of nowhere. Chris Smalling is a Manchester United goal scorer. Well, the corner from Memphis was looping all over the place and everybody missed it. Chris Smalling brings it down and bang! Who knew? Chris Smalling, who everyone has had the running joke of calling him Mike Smalling now because Louis van Gaal got his name wrong. Well, he's a goal scorer now. And that is Chris Smalling, I believe, his first goal for United, I think. Well, whatever the case, Manchester United back in front of the night now, and Swansea are back to square one again. Well, very, very unlikely scorer, Chris Smalling. It's put in the back of the net, and Manchester United now lead by 2-1 on aggregate, and 2-1 on the night, and 5-2 on aggregate now. I have to say this tie is pretty much sewn up if United can just stay cool and calm and collected defensively, which they often do. Like we said, their average goal conceding rate is probably standing at around 2 by now. I don't think they've conceded any more than 2 all season. Even in those tough matches against Club Brugge in the qualifying match. 3 minutes of added time. Well, Chris Smalling put that in like a world-class striker. To restore Manchester United's advantage in this tie. We still have another half to play though. Shelby. Good tackle from Schneiderlin, I think it was. The referee's looking to play advantage. Routledge. Swansea is certainly threatening, and a lot more threatening than they were in the first tie, but that's not going to get it done. And Berahino heads it. That's the final action of the first half. And it's been certainly a compelling game, with the most unlikely scorer of Chris Smalling. After Schweinsteiger had given United the lead in terms of penalty, Edar brought it back level. But 4 minutes from half time, Chris Smalling is a Manchester United scorer. Manchester United 2, Swansea City 1. On aggregate, it's Manchester United 5, Swansea City 2. We're in the second half here at Old Trafford. And this Capital One Cup semi-final is probably not really hanging in the balance too much. Manchester United are up by 5-2 thanks to a 2-1 scoreline on the night. Thanks to goals from Chris Smalling and Bastian Schweinsteiger. And Ki Sung-young was very close to scoring a rocket there. Swansea is certainly putting up much more of a fight than they did in the first leg, even though Andre Ayew did get a goal for them. It's a penalty from Bastian Schweinsteiger after a handball incident, and then the most unlikely half volley from Chris Smalling, absolutely wonderfully struck for a defender. United in front here by 2-1. Another half to play, but I don't really think it's going to be enough time for Swansea to mount a challenge here. They now need to score 3 to win. In fact, I think it would be 3 to draw and 4 to win. Schweinsteiger. Schweinsteiger, the captain tonight. Wayne Rooney still recovering from injury, but he's been in training. And he'll probably be back soon. Well, Chris Smalling is normally the reason Manchester United are so good defensively, but for the goal, he showed his offensive prowess, being a poacher in the box. Here's Memphis. Memphis tackled by Ashley Williams. Corner. It's back to the Barclays Premier League next time out. And it's going to be Newcastle at St James's Park for Manchester United. As Gomes comes on for Edar, I think that is. I think it's Gomez coming on for Edar. And it certainly is. Depay with the corner. Chemel puts it out. For Swansea, their next match will be against Sunderland here, or at the Liberty Stadium rather. They played at the Liberty Stadium in the first leg. Schneiderlin. Berahino. Schweinsteiger. AU's going to beat Schweinsteiger in a race like that. Schweinsteiger gives chase. And good save by De Gea from Routledge. Or AU rather. Or Key. I don't know who took that shot, to be honest. Routledge is actually congratulating the strike. Sigurdsson with the corner. And the ball's everywhere. Ashley Williams. Trying to do a Chris Smalling. Unfortunately, the Swansea City captain just couldn't bring that down enough. Good effort though. That's some really unlikely scorers on the score sheet for tonight. That would have been a very unlikely scorer, Ashley Williams. It's to Sigurdsson. You have to think whatever Swansea do now might not be enough. Going to be sprinting into the box. Schneiderlin doesn't really get it away. Is that a penalty? No, it's not. I think it was handball given against AU there. A lot of handball incidents recently. I believe the man that actually conceded the first handball and first penalty for Liverpool was actually Memphis, of all people. You know, not the pass they intended, but United will take it. Finds Herrera. And he's just wide. Well, they really opened up for United there, and Herrera in particular. And Ki Sung-young, who's been looking a little weary, comes off for Jack Corr. And there's not a lot Alan Curtis can do at this point, but hope maybe that Swansea can get something. But Manchester United's progression is particularly secure, you would think. Here's Memphis. Straight at Trammell. Knowledge to Ahmed. And that clears it straight to De Gea. He's tackled by Norton and it's throw-in. Gives it to Cork. Trying to find Mata here. Mata puts it in. And Memphis is going to keep it in. He does so brilliantly. He tries to put it back in, but unfortunately it's wide. The touch was brilliant from Memphis. And Ashley Williams' shot. We're going to see this again. I don't think he really knows much about it, but he takes it anyway, and he almost scored a rocket. Past De Gea. Probably wouldn't have counted for too much, but you never know. On to Cork. Gomez. Herrera. Berahino. Looks out Schneiderlin. Good save. And it's put in by Memphis on probably the weakest shot ever. But he won't care. And Memphis Depay in competitions is doing particularly well. And he makes it 3-1 to United. 6-2 on aggregate now. It's just a question of how many. And it will be the third game in a row. And Manchester United scored 3 or more. Berahino picks out Schneiderlin beautifully here, but it's a good save by Trammell. It's not the most convincing shot at Memphis, but it will cross the line, and that's all that counts. Trammell is all over the place. He probably... he didn't really have a chance to save it. I don't think he would have. Memphis does brilliantly, considering the circumstances. It's just a question of how many now. And it's the second goal in the Capital One Cup, and as we said, Memphis Depay has been scoring all his goals in competitions more often than not. I think he's scored about 3 in the Champions League so far. He's got 2 in this competition. He hasn't scored in the FA Cup yet, though. I think all those goals have gone to Januzaj. And Henwood, obviously, with that absolute belter that he scored at the end of the match. Left-footed. The most sublime shot. So sublime that Scottdale in the Brighton goal didn't even move. Luke Shaw with the cross. And my guessing is that's gone out for a corner. And has. Manchester United 15 minutes away from getting into their first cup final in some time. And you have to feel that whoever their opponents are, it's going to be a wonderful match. Memphis with the corner. And if it's Arsenal, then it might go to a draw. But if it's Stoke, Stoke have beaten Manchester United this season. In game against Arsenal when Manchester United was a draw, but only because of the brilliance of David De Gea and Petr Cech in the respective goals. David De Gea comes out. Did he take the Swansea player out? It's irrelevant. And Shaw clears it. Is Norton for Swansea. You have to feel that no matter what Swansea do, it's all over here. 4 goals to score now to win. Or to draw, and 5 to win now. Memphis. Manchester United have had a lot of games this season where they scored 3 or more. 5 against Chelsea and 5 against PSV would come to mind. 4 against Brighton. 3 against Swansea in the last game. 3 against Swansea here. 2 against Liverpool in the 3-2 loss that they had. That was an absolute classic match. Norton. Now you gets it off Schneiderlin. And Schweinsteiger's gone down. There's John Joe Shelby. A man not very liked in these parts. And a shot there from Routledge. Header which goes sadly wide and over the bar. Wide of the post rather. Schweinsteiger. I believe if Manchester United were to progress here, it would be for the first time in about 5 years, Schweinsteiger. And that would be the Champions League final against Barcelona. I believe the last time Manchester United got to a cup final of any sort. Schweinsteiger wants to challenge and tries to get the ball back. So this will be their first final in about 6 years for Manchester United, maybe more than that actually. About 8 years. Rojo is going to be given handball. It's outside the box. Swansea with a 3 kick, although it'd be little more than consolation if they scored at this point. Williams puts it in. And here clears it away. Andre Ayew makes it back in. Berahino not the best of touches. Good tackle by Berahino, who's backed up by Schweinsteiger. Schweinsteiger clears it as far as Ayew. Goes to John Joe Shelby of all people. And the ball goes up for 3 minutes of added time. The referee could add 10 and it would have no impact on the result here. Manchester United comfortably regressing to their first final in over 10 years. And Louis van Gaal, can he finally win a trophy? It really is looking that way, no matter who the opponents will be. And a piece of silverware is all the Manchester United fans want, just to kind of reassure themselves that they won't be kind of going into a massive slug. Louis van Gaal recently saying that Manchester United are too good a club to wait 26 years for another league title. And he's certainly right. Bit of a discredit to Liverpool. They've come close a couple of times, really. I think Liverpool were rather unlucky not to win their title a couple of seasons ago. But Manchester United progress here into the Capital One Cup final to either face Stoke or Arsenal. We'll probably find out before the next match for Manchester United versus Newcastle at St James's Park. It's been rather comfortable here this evening, and probably to be expected. And Memphis gets another cup goal to the already many he's already scored in other competitions. Mr. Pye is looking really up for it. Manchester United through to their first final then in over 10 years, and they look surefire bet to win it, don't they? Manchester United finish the tie here 6-2 on aggregate with a 3-1 win on the night.